Hey guys, and welcome back to the Degracia Disorder. Thanks for clicking on my channel. If you guys don't know, my name is Tiffany Degracia, and that's where Degracia Disorder came from. I'll let you guys know more where that title came from. It's more like an inside joke that became something I kind of took personally. The reason why I started this channel is because it's a video diary of my life and pretty much what I think about, what keeps me up at night. And I'm hoping that this video doesn't only help me, but hopefully it speaks out to a couple of you guys out there, just to let you guys know that you're not the only ones who stay up in the middle of the night constantly thinking about worries, problems, or maybe you just need to let things off your chest. So if you want to know more on what's going on in my mind tonight, stay tuned. It's June 2nd, and tonight, what's going on in my mind is something that I've kind of been thinking about for a while. Trying to see the truth in it, trying to understand things in it. Now, without saying names or anything like that, it's a little rough because it deals with someone who I held really close to my heart. And she was awesome. And a lot of people would say that we're literally two faces of the same coin. Now, I never understood what that meant. Like, I was like, okay, cool. She's like my bestie. And yes, it's a she. She's my bestie. We were on the same coin. I was like, dang, we could be on the same face. We'll go through hell's end for each other. And we almost did. Until you realize that the people who you hold close to your heart, who you tell them your secrets, who you go to when something good happens, when something bad happens, are the first person who comes into your mind, only to have that person use those against you. And that's hard. It's so hard that I've definitely forgave her about it. She came out and she apologized. But like I said in my first video, do I believe in second chances? Yes, I do. But if I give you a second chance, if life gives you a second chance, and you keep repeating and repeating the same thing over and over that got you to be asking for a second, third, and fourth chance, eventually those chances go away. Eventually people get tired of it. Eventually people realize that they don't care. They just need the personal satisfaction that they're not a bad person, that they atoned for what they did. But in all reality, our human side kicks in and we're selfish. We don't ever want to be bad. We all want to be good. We all want to be in a good light. Why? Because that's just how we want to be. You don't want to be known as a bad parent, a bad person, a bad kid. No one wants to do that. So going back to my best friend, if you're watching this, girl, I still care for you. You know that. Things are just different now. So, pretty much, there was this guy. And, yeah, I like this guy. I even admitted I had feelings for this guy. Did this guy have feelings for me? I don't know. But I definitely used to come up to him and talk to him and wanted to know what page we were on. Hey, we're all adults right now. And I asked him, like, what are we doing? Never gave me an answer. And he used to always tell me, like, why am I rushing into things? You just got out of a serious relationship. I just got out of a serious relationship. Let's do this slowly. And in the beginning, I was good with it. I was. But from my last relationship before this guy, so keep in mind with this guy that we're talking about, we'll call him July, and I'll let you guys know why. But we'll call him July. So before him, my last relationship was pretty bad. It was like toxic bad. Whew, that's a whole new episode. Anyways, so July used to always tell me that, hey, why are we rushing into things? You know, we both got out of really bad relationships. Let's just take it slow. And I definitely 100% honest truth with you guys. I was good. I was like, okay, let's see how this goes. I want to say about maybe 3, 4, 5 months into talking, I didn't know what we were doing. I didn't. And I was getting tired of it. I know what it feels like to be a side chick. And that's sad. I know, guys. Trust me. Ugh. Those are relationships y'all just need to walk out of. And reflecting, I definitely should have walked out maybe a lot earlier. Anyways, I know what it's like to be a side chick. I know what it's like to just be a convenience for somebody. Hey, in the middle of the night I'm bored. Let me text Tiff. And guess what? I'm always attached to my phone. Yeah, technology pretty much has a grasp on me. Anyway, so after a while I asked him the question again, what are we doing? And he was like, why? Like, he was getting irritated with me, getting aggravated, and I was like, dude, man, how about we just be friends? Because you don't call me, you don't text me, and if you do, it's in the middle of the night. Like, we're talking about like past 8 o'clock at night. And he would be like, hey, I'm sorry, I went to work, I was hanging out with my friends, doing this, this, and that. And I'm like, I've known this guy before. We were cool. I would assume we were cool. And I would tell him, like, hey, I get it. Why don't we just be friends again? Like, cut off everything that we're doing, just be friends. And that's when I started realizing something about myself. The funny thing about realizations is that they come out of the blue when you least expect it. And it sucks. It's like, hey, can your timing be a little bit better here? And it never is. So the reason why we're going to call this guy July is because even though we've been talking, we were friends and everything, he came back into my life in July. The last relationship that I was in was pretty bad. Like, toxic. I'm not even exaggerating, guys. I'm saying, like, the plants in my house were dying because all the energy he was taking away, that when he left, life was 1,000 times better. Birds were singing, grass got greener, sun shined even brighter. Like, I'm not even joking, guys. This guy was pretty bad. Anyways, so going to July, he used to always message me because people talk. We all talk. We like gossip. We like drama, especially when it doesn't revolve around us. But if we have a little play in it, people like to talk. People need to talk. And it just so happened that I was the center of attention. I like being center of attention, but not that type of attention. Going back to July, he was kind of like always there. He used to send me messages. He used to send me like motivational messages. And I would look at it, and July, if you're watching and I know you know that I'm talking about you, like, thanks. They actually did help, and I did watch them. So the realization that I made about myself was that I needed time to heal, that I got emotionally attached to July. And I tried my hardest to like not rush into things because he made sense. We both got out of really bad relationships and I didn't want to rush into anything. But why am I going to stay talking to somebody when I don't know what we're doing? In his own words, when I would be like, hey, what do you tell your friends about me? And he's like, oh, I would just tell them that we're fucking around. Sorry. But yeah, those are his exact words. And I'm like, dang, my friends know that we're talking and that, like, I like you. But apparently here I am to your friends and I'm just a plaything. And I'm not that. I'm not a plaything. I don't want to waste my time. Sure, we had a connection and everything like that, but why didn't she just want to be friends with me? If that's all I was, shoot. Friends? Dude, we're good to go. We used to have these, like, conversations, and I used to bring it up all the time. And it's because when we bring up things over and over and over, it's because we already know what the truth is. And the reason why I kept asking him, like, what are we doing? What page are we on? Like, what is this? Like, I don't need a title, but what are we doing? Like, geez, just how hard is it? Your job is to make decisions every single day, and I get it. And I do the same thing, you know? But what was so hard to tell me what we were doing or what this was? And that was hard. Guys, sometimes we don't know something's bad for us when we're in something that's good, something that feels good. And now to jump to the next subject, for my best friend, we'll call her Coin. What I want to tell you about her is that she's awesome. I saw myself in her and she brought the fun side out in me. I would go to the ends of the world with her. I would have went to Hell's Gate and back for her. And the thing is that I was so close to Coin that I shared her my feelings in reference to July. She knew more about July than I told my number one best friend who I've known for, a couple years. I told her the dilemma that I was going through, how I felt like I was being treated like crap. And you know what? She had my back. And because I saw a lot of myself in her, I listened to her. She told me to get out. She's like, girl, this isn't good for you. You just need to get out. You gotta stop talking to him. And that's what I did. Even though I didn't want to, even though I had feelings for July, I really didn't want to stop, but I knew I had to. I stopped talking to him and I blocked all forms of communications just so I can have time to heal, just so I can have time for myself. And I did. Guys, I stopped. So I listened to her and I stopped talking to him. And for the better part of a couple months, like, it felt good. I was getting over this guy. And then one day, one picture, one message changed everything. I ended up getting a picture from my number one best friend. And he just so happened to be at the same restaurant that July was at. And I don't know what was happening or whatever. So to make the long story short, I ended up receiving a picture message from my bestie. And he was like, hey, is this who I think it is? And I told him, yeah, that's July. Why? And he's like, all right, now I need you to stop focusing on him and I need you to try to focus on who's next to him. And I was super confused. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, what? Like, he looks like he's at a party. Okay. I was just happy to see a picture of him. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. I haven't, seen him or whatever, talked to him in like a couple months. And the person who was next to him, if you guys haven't put one and one together, was Coin. my best friend, the person who told me to stop talking to him, to block him, only to find out that I don't know if she was, if she wasn't, whatever, past is past, but she was there next to him, having fun, laughing. And that is the worst pain I have ever felt, because of one person who I trusted with everything, who I told everything to, literally had like a total disregard for our friendship, for something that was real, and she turned her back on it for something that was fun, that was convenient, that was all about her. Obviously, there's going to be a part 2 to this. I'll definitely give you guys more tomorrow about it, but to end this episode, I've been trying to understand why my best friend did this, why Coin did this, why she just couldn't tell me the truth, why she told me that I should stop talking to July, for only to realize that it's like she took the opportunity to go and talk to him. It's been weird because, like I said, we were like two faces of the same coin. But in reference to that, there's always a heads and a tails. There's always a good and a bad. There's a north and a south. We were opposites. As much as we were the same, we were opposites. And July, Coin, if y'all made it past like to the ending here, I want to tell you guys something. I don't hate any of y'all. That's such, no. July, yeah, I still have feelings for you. Coin, I still care about you. But I'm just trying to understand why things played out the way the way that they did. Coin, you knew who July was. You knew him. I showed you a picture of him. You knew him. And July, I know that you knew who Coin was. She's all over my Instagram. She was my best friend. I know this episode went a little bit longer than normal because I don't want to be talking your ears off. But I will definitely give you guys more tomorrow because it's something that like I need to get off my chest. Um, Thank you guys for listening to me again and letting me vent and talk to you guys. If you definitely like what you heard, and you can like reflect or have any experiences that you want to share, anything like that, drop me a comment below. And if anything, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit that bell. And I will be here pretty much every single day now. So thanks. I love you guys. Appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe.